If you're thinking about buying a new weed eater, I can help. I have virtually every weed eater under $200 that Lowe's, Home Depot, and Walmart sells, with one exception that I'll get to later, as well as a sleeper pick on a brand that you may not expect to be a good one. We've got a Hart 20-volt weed eater. We've got the Makita 18-volt. We've got the DeWalt 20-volt, Hart 40-volt from Walmart, Ryobi 40-volt, Greenworks 60-volt, Milwaukee, two different Kobalts, 24-volt and 40-volt. We've got Ego, one from 2017 and one that's currently on the shelves. Actually, they're both currently on the shelves. And then lastly, we've got two Toro 60-volt weed eaters, one that's got a 15-inch diameter cutting swath and one that's more powerful and's got 16-inch. I've got 5 acres of property and I don't have manicured grass. I just have 5 acres, and most of the time I'm just hacking down weeds and tall brush, and I've got teenage boys that help with that. So we put these things through their paces. So if you're clearing heavy brush, you really need the more powerful ones. We've got this Toro 60-volt and it's got a 16-inch cutting diameter. Ego, and you'll see several versions of Ego when you go to Lowe's. We've got the Kobalt 40-volt. This Milwaukee M18 is what they call it. And you can see the rest I've got here. But the ones that I just mentioned are the ones for the heaviest brush. Of all of those, this Milwaukee is an absolute beast. The motor doesn't slow down one iota when you're cutting the heaviest stuff, and it just cuts through as good as any gas-powered weed eater I've owned. And this Toro 60-volt, 16-inch also does a great job. You can put up the 0.95-inch string in all of the ones that I just mentioned. Really does a good job there. If you're looking for a high-quality weed eater, but you don't clear brush like I was talking about, but you want to buy good quality, this Makita was very impressive. It's an 18-volt battery-powered weed eater. Does an excellent job. It's quiet, it's comfortable to use, it's very lightweight, and kind of the difference between a Honda and maybe a Rolls-Royce is a bad example. This would be the Rolls-Royce. They're both going to get you from point A to point B, but you can tell this one is made with better materials, more solidly built. Really impressed with this Makita. This DeWalt 20-volt, really high quality. It doesn't quite have the power as some of the other ones. The cutting swath at the bottom, how wide the string is as it spins around, isn't quite as wide on this one as it is on the 16-inch Toro, the Egos, and some of these other ones. However, really well built. A lot of people have bought this. It has great reviews. If you look online, you won't go wrong with the DeWalt. One thing to consider when you're thinking about buying a weed eater is how long do they run and how long does it take to recharge the battery. That's probably the biggest factor. All of these, if you get the standard battery that comes with the original weed eater, they all run about the same amount of time. 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 25 minutes, depending on if you use high and low speed, the high power setting, etc. However, charging times can vary quite a bit. And as far as charging times go, far and away, the Ego wins. Takes only 35 minutes to recharge one of these batteries and you're back in business. Most of these are 60 to 80 minutes. So if charging time is really important to you, you've got one battery, the Ego is the clear winner of all of these. The clear loser of all of these is the Kobalt. It takes nearly 2.5 hours to recharge the Kobalt battery, the 40-volt one. It's a really good weed eater, but that is quite a bit of time unless you buy multiple Kobalt batteries, get a large. The one weed eater that I'm not reviewing here is the Skill brand, S-K-I-L. They sell that at Lowe's. I had one a few years ago. I didn't like the trigger. It took me a lot of force to hold the trigger button down, and I posted a review several years ago about that, and I got lots of passionate comments from viewers who said they love their Skill, it's great, and they didn't have any problems. My sleeper pick out of all these weed eaters is this Greenworks. This is sold at Walmart, 60 volt. It does surprisingly well. It's not quite as powerful as the Milwaukee or some of the first ones that I mentioned on the heavy duty scale, but it's lightweight, it's very comfortable to use, and it does an excellent job for what most homeowners need. So if you've got some brush around your house, you're mostly trimming sidewalks and that type of thing, this one will work great. And if you want to know which one of these has the most power, and that's most important to you, Milwaukee is the winner there. If you want to know which one's got the shortest battery recharge time, the Ego's the winner, 35 minutes. And if you want to know my top 5 in any order, any of the Egos, just buy the cheapest one they have at Lowe's. They're all the same except carbon fiber shaft. Ego is excellent. The Toro 16-inch 60 volt is an excellent one. Get the 16-inch. This Kobalt 40 volt is an excellent product. The Makita I already mentioned, really high quality. And this Milwaukee, and that may be 6, but who's counting? Was it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I think it's 5. So overall, if you want to know what one weed eater I would recommend, I would go with the Ego. The charge time is so fast. It's equal quality and power to nearly everyone on here. And the Ego ecosystem, how many other battery powered products they have, they're all excellent. I've got a chainsaw, I've got hedge trimmers, I've got a number of other things, many blowers. All the batteries work for all the products and they're all high quality. Over the coming days, I'm going to post some individual reviews of a handful of these. So if that's of interest to you, check out my channel and you'll be able to find those. I've also got lots of other content about how to restring these and other odds and ends that you may need once you buy a weed eater. I hope this was helpful. I hope you have the confidence to pick a good one. Thanks for watching. What do you think? I think it was kind of lame.